In this episode tonight, coming up, it's more chat about football.
Hello! Well, hello there. It seems too far away. We can't see it. It's a wider shot tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are wide frame. Yes, I'm always wide frame, but now you can see it in full wide frame. So, what do we know? This is Corby Town TV. Welcome, hello, and good evening. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, the share button, and the notifications button. Yes, indeed. And follow us on all our other social media channels, especially the website. Let's go to the website, log on, look at stuff, and come out. Just do it. Because apparently, the FA only believes the popularity of the club due to the website hits. Well, we won't go into that, will we? I mean, I understand what it is, and I perfectly understand. I also understand that people put an awful lot into what we do. Yeah. And maybe there is simply enough of us. If you look at the website, it can go 3-4 days, whatever, without being updated. But everyone puts what they can into it. I'm now putting the game reports in there. That was something that had stopped happening. All right. Now you're doing it, which is brilliant. So, though the first one came up, I did put the game in the other day versus Shepshed, and I piggybacked off what was the advert. And therefore, it looks like Phil Toombs written it. Which will be the first time that Phil Toombs written anything that's sensible and cool to read. I can tell you something. You know that Chuck does the reports for the non-league paper. Because his match report, you can write in 20 words. I can't. I need 100. I've got 150 words report to write. So that's what goes in. And then it's down to the NPL to NPL, non-league, NLP, to take it and change it about a bit if they feel they need to, which I don't think they should. But there you go. Anyways, tonight. Yes. Where are we? Where were we? Tonight is very simple. The first thing we were going to say, we have a rearranged fixture for the 18th of November, which is going to be away at Coleshill. And that is a Monday night. So if you want to get there, go there, because that's what it is. And I will be doing, Monday night is podcast night, so I will be doing something from there. I'm not sure whether Chuck is going to be there. I won't be there. It's a Monday night. Yeah. So after this, I usually go. So I will have to do a lone broadcast. I might even try and piggyback Big Dave and talk him into helping out. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Monday night is podcast night. This man's on the radio on Tuesday. We're not going to do it on a Wednesday for me to try and scramble to get it ready for Thursday. So we're going to do it that way. So and because that's the next game, we haven't got a game this Saturday. We haven't got a game the Saturday after. There may be. There was a hint of a possible friendly. Now I don't know if that's going to be a friendly, if it's going to be behind closed doors, or it's going to be away or what. But I think Setch is just trying to look for a game to match fitness. Yeah, keep the match fitness up. I think especially going into the next fixture beyond Coleshill against Kelsa here. Yeah. So that is your big game here, 23rd of November. Next game at Steel Park, Sporting Kelsa. We really want to see that 800. We think that maybe the weather put people off on the Saturday, but they still came. They watched. They saw another 3 goals. It was a bit iffy at the end, but we won 3-2 against Shepshed Dynamo. So, and that keeps us top of the league. It does. Big shout to Alex Street, who stepped in to fill the... I think if I was a fan between the six, if I was a fan on the terraces, I'd have been shouted, Pedro. Yes, well, you need people like that, and that are going to come in and help. Anyways, we will also mention the impeccable service that was done on Saturday afternoon prior to the game, Remembrance Day, in front of the James Ashworth stand. We had lots of people there, the family and people from the British Legion. They were. And there was some cadets were there. There were. and there was mascots there and everything, and it was absolutely brilliant. And so many of you paid your respects, and it went down well. And there is going to be a little video which I've done, not just myself. It was Dave and Jim's stills. I just edited it all together with what I could do.
And are you putting that in this podcast?
It will be in this podcast.
You're going to add it into here?
I don't know. Yes, because the way I did it was very simply, I managed to get Chuck's PA announcements for 3/4 of the video.
Ah, okay.
And I put that on there. Obviously, the silence, I may well just read a passage or something like that. I don't know. We'll work on that. Maybe this man's got something.
The silence is relevant. It's time for people to respect and respond and think.
Yeah.
So what I was given a script before it happened and read the poem out that was for Remembrance Day. So, it was nice. And it was particularly silent.
Yes, it was.
And it was silent the week before because they had a similar thing the week before at Darlaston.
Yep.
Well done to the fans. Shown a bit of respect. It's appreciated and worthwhile.
Working on a bit of steam. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, both the teams and the cadets are going to make their way to the 18-yard line in front of the James Ashworth VC stand. Corby Town are honoured to have the family of the late Lance Corporal James Ashworth VC with us here at Steel Park this afternoon as we remember all those that have made the ultimate sacrifice for our future. We will also be joined today by the Royal British Legion and their cadets. In a moment's time, we'd appreciate everybody to be upstanding for a moment's reflection, followed by the playing of the last post by Lloyd from Corby Silver Band. They shall not grow old as we that they left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
If you haven't watched my last podcast, obviously Chuck did with James, but on the same night we recorded one and it had a feature on the ladies. The ladies went to the top of the table team at the weekend and managed to win 1-0, which was absolutely brilliant result. The previous week they'd lost in the cup, as you know, as I said. You know, it was 7-1, but the girls really rallied together and I knew they could do it. I said this to Phil afterwards, you know, that they stuck at it and they got a brilliant result, clean sheet.
Football, what's coming up? There should have been a youth game tonight.
Youth team are playing tonight, so you'll see. I'm not sure what I'm going to do because of limitations that I have at the moment, but I might cobble something together, and even if I just do a match report, you'll see that in this podcast. They're playing Blackstones here tonight. We mentioned that word as it did in the advert that got posted, unbeaten. I don't like putting that word up there, but they are. I think Blackstones are going very, very well as well. They're not far, off the top. Only a place or two, similar points, I think, or very close to. So it'll be a very tough game.
I'm sure. A bit of tough conditions. It's very cold out there tonight, but it hasn't really rained that much, so the pitch should be fine. It is soft, however. You say that you're going to do what you can do. This is all because Michael, his camera got very wet on Saturday afternoon. So if anybody can help in any way, I don't know if it can be fixed. I don't know if it could be, just it goes under the knife and have a look at. But if anybody's got any ideas, let us know, because we'll try and help the best we can. Because if it wasn't for Michael and his cameras, and he's got several, but if it wasn't for Michael and his cameras, using them at the football, you wouldn't get any coverage of the games. You wouldn't get any kind of this going on. We are still the only club in our league with this kind of podcast. So
I have two. I have one for the podcast, which is great, and I have a match day one, which, is obviously that's the one that caused the issue. The actual, you may notice the highlights that you've watched, it cut off, and that's where it all ended. So the whole game wasn't on there. So if you're looking for their last goal and looking for a couple of chances, the one that Charlie missed, you won't find them. So there you go. I've had a few great offers, people that have got in touch with me, willing to help in some way, shape or form. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
So we're working with what we have at the moment. Yeah. And, we've got a couple of weeks now to kind of rest, not rest, but, at least it's not going to be imminent. So we can get on with that and do what we can do.
Yeah, it would be nice from my point of view. And, from my point of view, it would be nice if this was a self-funding thing that we do in one way, shape or form. But that's really difficult to do. At the moment, I probably put hundreds of pounds in every year. Cost me a lot of money. And I simply do not have the money to replace a camera.
And that's not including the time that they all put in to do these kind of things. Yeah. So, we're working on a few ideas, but we'll let you know. But if anybody wants to come in with any kind of helping hand, that would be lovely.
If you want to sponsor, if you want your name on the videos, become a sponsor, help us out that way.
Yeah.
And anything like that.
You're getting something in return. If you can do that, that'd be great.
You'll go on all the videos, all the social media stuff that I put out, interviews, clips, whatever, everything, match highlights, whatever it may be, youth team, we can put it all over there. So if you're interested in helping in that way, then please come forward.
So think about it this way. Would you like to see your name about 5,000 times a month? There you go. That's as a marketing tool, that's tremendous. We
get, I think on matchday highlights, depending on who we play, but anything between 500 to 1,000, and we're kind of going near the 1,000 mark on quite a few of them. So, even on that, we play 4 games a month, there's 4,000.
And then you can take it off. You can share images and share it out on your own social media. Yeah. So it's certainly worthwhile. And we can cut some sort of deal with if you can come in with that kind of idea for us. That'd be brilliant.
Okay, the game's finished 3-2 here to Blackstone's. A disappointing result, really, for Corby, I guess. First half, they weren't at their best. Second half, they were a lot stronger. Penalty from Carl midway through the second half got it back to 3-2. I guess over the 90 minutes, and you've got to say that Blackstone's just about more than deserved the victory. Corby was susceptible to the break all night and couldn't quite find that killer pass at the end. It wasn't helped by going down to 10 when there was a sin bin with about 10 or 12 minutes to go. So, that didn't help the cause, but they kept pushing right to the end, and hopefully we'll hope we get a better result next time out. So the final score here is Corby 2, Blackstone's 3.
Remember that? When we beat Long Eaton there, 7-0. There was a guy upstairs in the press box, and I said to him, because Long Eaton is, of course, on the border between Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I said to him, which county town do you prefer? Do you prefer to go to Derby or go to Nottingham? And he says, Nottingham by miles, because there's not much in Derby. And I went, yeah, you're right. There's a nice statue of Bonnie Prince Charlie, but that's about the size of it.
There's a lovely statue of Brian Clough.
Who?
Yeah.
So, I do tend to pick up a lot of this Brian Clough chit-chat that ex-players have had, and telling stories about Cloughie, especially one with an iron and Psycho. Though we would like Psycho to come here. I think we said it in the last podcast that as a figurehead for pitching in, maybe pop down here, Stuart. Come and watch a game of football, young man, and that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You want to interview him afterwards? I'll let you do that.
Yeah. I tell you what, I would like to. I was watching one of you talk about these things, right? I was watching one, and Mark Crosley was telling a story.
Yeah.
And Cloughie had always calling names. One name I can't mention on here, but it went on and on and on. This one particular time, then he started calling him Jigsaw. And that's what he called him. And he couldn't work out. And he got really annoyed by it. And you watch out for the story. And in the end, he went down on the Monday morning and he asked to see the gaffer. Obviously, Cloughie goes in, and Cloughie's there in his green shirt, his tennis or squash racket, and that's just Cloughie anyways. And he says, why do you keep calling me Jigsaw? Why? And he turned round and he says, I'm not going to do his accent because I can't do it. That's because when the ball comes into the box, you go to pieces, young man.
When the ball comes into the box, you go to pieces, young man.
There you are.
So something like that. But obviously Michael Sheen did it much better than I did.
Yeah.
He's Cloughie is just a wonderful man, and obviously there's connections to Corby Town because Cloughie brought a team to Corby Town when the inaugural of the floodlights at Occupation Road.
Yeah, the reason why these stories are coming out, I think it's just recently been the 20th anniversary of his death, I think, or something like that. Yeah. Something like that, anyways.
So, always a joy. But it would be nice to see Stuart Pearce come and see us on behalf of pitching. But I don't know how many people from the Northern Premier League watch this, I'm sure. I don't know. I imagine the whole Northern Premier League to be made up of people in suits and flat caps, very northern, and not interested in football at all, like most people on football boards.
Like us.
Yeah.
We're made of woolly hats and not really interested in football.
Yeah. So, but it was also nice to see so many ex-players here. I saw a couple of ex-players here on Saturday afternoon. Michael Chong was up here again.
Oh,
he likes a bit of watching football. He's played for Corby and he played for Rothwell, of course, Bones. A team no longer with us.
I saw one.
Who did you see? Tiff was up here. Paul Tiffany. I saw a very old picture of Tiffany. I was in the old programmes today for I Want, and there was a picture of young Tiff. So he was there. I think there was several others, but it's always nice if we could capture some of these pictures and images. It would be lovely, wouldn't it? Yeah. But if you are, again, another. Shout out if you want to come on the podcast, if you're an old player or somebody that's been involved with Corby Town previously and you think, just nice to pop in, come and have a chat with us. Not a problem at all. If not in here on a Monday night, we can do it when you're at the football. We take you aside, bring you in here, and we can have a chat about why you're a Corby Town, why you're watching Corby Town in the times that you had maybe in the past.
Yeah, I mean, since we've had the mobile mics that we now have, the wireless ones, we can go to people as well. Yeah, it's opened up so many avenues for us. It's a lot better. That's it. So
we're not. Gary did mention in the interview that I did with him after the game on Saturday, we're not even halfway through to the season. We've got 39 points.
Yep.
It is November. We've got 2 weeks off.
Yep.
Maybe in next week's podcast, bit of work for Michael, we could just put a collection of all the goals together or something like that as a halfway point.
Could do.
Yeah.
One thing that we haven't done, and we never spoke about it, was like doing goal of the month or something. And to be honest, I've got enough to do. But if I'm doing goals for a podcast and that's what it is, then we could
go goal of the half a year.
We could.
Goal of half of season.
Yeah. And we could do that.
If we picked a top three with some sort of voting way, then come the end of the second part of the
For the
season,
games that I've been at, if anyone has a copy of that Danny Gordon free corner against Grantham, where he kills it straight in from the corner.
It's on the Twitter account. I know not the Twitter account. It's on the Instagram account. But because I took it off their feed.
Things like that, because I haven't been at every game. We can't always do what we do, can we?
So, and if anybody else has got any other video in any other kind of form, it'd be great to see it. Though most of it we do get picked up. I look at the TikToks and all that kind of stuff. So some get resent out and some don't. It really depends on what kind of music you're using. And if you're using rubbish music, it ain't going on the podcast. Go to that. It's lots of information on the website. It's just not about the first team. There's a lot about the other teams as well. I counted up the other day how many youth teams we have. And there's hundreds. There's really, and one of them plays in a red kit. And now I don't know. We've had this discussion before. Why is one of our football teams wearing a red strip? The Corby Town kit is black and white. We don't want a red strip for a first kit. Everything should be the same, shouldn't it?
Should be.
Yeah. So and don't let your sponsors pick the kit. They're not the team. They're just sponsors. So. Even if your sponsor's ident is red. No! So, that's we'll try and bring these in as well. So if we can get any pictures in, I'll send them to you and we can put some pictures up. I think there's a few team pictures of the other teams around the league. So, we can send them through. That's not a problem at all. And I am working still on a project to collate together all of the club badges that have appeared on shirts, because it wasn't when we were formed in 1948, there was no club badge on the shirt. And we didn't really get a badge on the shirt until the early 80s. And it was kind of that hideous red crow with CTFC written under it before we changed. And we didn't even have just the Steel Man on the kit at any point. So, but there's one I'm after that I haven't got, and I need to find it out before I can put them all together. But that'll be on the website soon.
Good. And we will say, getting to that time of year, and I'm sure Billy's got all these latest hats and scarves and whatever in the club shop. Have a pop round. You may want to buy early
birthday presents.
Christmas presents. I'm sure it's not a... you go in and buy it. I think sometimes he has to order it in. Yeah. So you might want to bear that in mind if you're considering that sort of purchase.
Maybe I'll go and film some stuff next time up here. He's got some nice cups, I think. Yep. And obviously there's a couple of decent bands coming up at the Steel Bar. Of course, that double header with Spirit, Destiny and Skids. That's going to be brilliant on the 14th of November. That's a Thursday night. Just take the Friday off work. That'll be great. I will take the Friday off work.
And if you want a bit of old 80s glam rock, go and see Wrathchild, Cyteria. Cyteria is fronted by the lead guitarist out of Girls' School. So if you want a night out, go and watch them. I'm not sure of the actual date, but Chris keeps putting the advert out there. It's out there quite a lot.
So we're talking about social media. When I say follow Corby Town, I also mean on this occasion, follow the Steel Bar.
Yes.
Venue.
Very much.
So,
it all helps us.
Because we all know the Hunter played here. The Hunter were on the pitch on Saturday. And I played out one of their songs on the tannoy.
Okay.
Sold out on the Saturday night. And the amount of money they made on the bar was so good. We might get a new player. That's how it works. I don't want to sound like some sort of one of those.
Well, you've got to
shows.
support it. You have to support it.
I don't want,
and hopefully there's something on there that you want to see and come along and enjoy it.
Yes. So, lots of stuff coming on. There'll be more coming up soon. Keep an eye on the socials. But in the meantime, we are now going to go off and dance in the dark because it's very dark out.
Yep.
The lights will be on in a minute if there's a game on.
Probably.
It's only 6:30.
No worries.
Right then. Should we say it together?
We should. But don't forget to
hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification button, and the share button.
Don't forget to follow us on all the other social medias and go to our website.
Yes, do that.
And we've said it twice because we rambled on for a long period in between the last bits.
No worries. Right. Thank you very much. This is Corby Town TV. We will be seeing you.